Well, moving on, we're going to start cracking on with some of the furniture in this session, starting with this little telescope here. We've got the board ready for this, so it's just a case of separating the parts from the sprue. These are very delicate, these ones, so I'm just going to have to watch myself here. I'm very, very nervous about breaking off some of the small parts. So just, there we go, slowly and gently rocking the parts back and forth on the sprue until they separate. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, or whether I should actually be using a craft knife to actually help separate these. I have to admit that these are quite stiff and really quite well attached to the board, so I'm struggling here. But as I say, it's more to do with the fact that I'm very, very nervous about doing something like that, which happened earlier as well on some of the other parts, where if you use too much force separating the part from the sprue, you're in danger of actually chipping the part. It's not good, but I don't think there's a way of actually getting in a craft knife blade into there. Let's give it a go. No, you do have to separate them by hand. What I'm doing is I'm very carefully using my fingernail and seesawing the part back and forth until it separates. There we go. So I've got all the parts there, and it's just a case of putting them all together now. I'll probably have to do a little bit of sanding as usual, just to clean them up slightly. Now, the one downside I've found of sanding these wooden parts is you tend to sand off some of the coloration that these parts have, and you can see it's gone very white there. So as with some of the first bit of furniture that I did, I'm probably going to have to touch these up with a bit of brown paint, but that's no biggie. Now, this is the one that I've actually chipped a little bit, so I'll have to be very, very careful. And I'll reinforce that with a bit of super glue in a second. Give it a little bit of a sand. Yeah, it's going to need a little bit of touching up, I think, with some brown paint. This is probably more to do with the fact that I'm quite ham-fisted, really. I've got big sausage fingers and also a bit of a wobbly hand, so dealing with small and delicate parts like this is it's a little bit difficult for me. There we go, that's nearly all the parts sanded. What I'll probably do is work my way through this first part of the furniture in this section, in this episode of the video on this build, and then just quickly put together the other ones in by editing. So I'm not going to go through every single part here, but I will go through this first one. There we go. As you can see, the telescope is kind of flat. It's kind of like 2D-ish. And again, as with the earlier bit of furniture I did in the last video, you can see it's only colorized on one side, which I presume the colored side is the side that's going to be facing outwards. In the Booknook, you want to see that actual side, so they haven't bothered coloring it. Now, this bit obviously fits in there. Still little hairs or little fibres from that board, so that'll pop in there like that. And these are obviously the legs of the telescope, and they'll fit into here with the pointy bit at the bottom there out. So this will have to be glued to actually put it together. There, it'll sort of fit like that to make the tripod for the telescope. So I'll just lay these out like that, and like that, so I know how I'm putting it together. And of course that's the telescope itself. So the next bit is will be the trusty old super glue for doing these wood bits. I mean, there's various other glues that you could use because they are wood. Yoo-hoo, for example. I wouldn't use something perhaps like the PVA glue for these because it takes too long to dry, and you kind of, because of these, the way these fit together, you kind of need something that's almost instantaneous. I'll show you what I mean here. I'll just glue this little part here and glue one of the legs on, and there's a very shallow recess in there where the tripod joins in like that. So I'll just hold that, and there we go. So that's the good thing about super glue, that it instantaneously bonds like this. PVA wouldn't do that. There are other glues like silicone glues. I haven't really used a silicone glue before. See that the recess is so shallow that it's having a hard time to bond. Let's hope I can get this. As I say, this is why I won't be going through every single part here in this one video, videoing every single assembly of the parts. I'll assemble a lot of this off camera and just put together the resultant builds in the edit. There we go. So it's taken a little bit to bond there. So I'll probably pause here, do the rest of them together and show you the finished telescope. Okay, back we are. And there we go. It took me a little time to get those to bond properly together. And as you can see from this particular view, all the coloured legs are facing out the way. If I turn it around, you'll see the fact that they're not coloured on that side. So you know which way is supposed to kind of like face the front of the Booknook, which would be that. So everything looks like it's coloured in properly. And finally, we'll actually attach the telescope itself. So we'll just pop in a couple of dabs of super glue here, like so. And according to the instructions, this will go in this way. And there we have our little telescope. Okay, it's quite clever that it's really, because of course it doesn't matter that it's only a two-dimensional representation of the telescope, because of course you're only viewing it from one particular angle. So it's a nice wee thing, quite pleased with that. So what I'll do now is crack on with the rest of the furniture. I'll give you a preview of the parts that are to be assembled for each particular item of furniture, do a cut, and then I'll show you the assembled piece of furniture. So we'll crack on through it quite quickly like that. Okay, there we go. A telescope. So next up we've got an easel this morning. Same process, just start taking the bits. Oh, this is a bit easier. So that just goes to show that it varies from board to board how easy and difficult it is to take these pieces out of the sprue board. And there you go. So I was beginning to think it was me, but I don't think it is. I think it's the actual manufacturer of the boards itself. I'll just get these parts out. There's just 3 parts to this particular picture. There we go. And we'll put that together. And there we go. picture and easel. Next up we have the study table. So we've got some cutouts to put on and some small items of furniture and a couple of books. And there we go, study table. All the little items on. I used two different kinds of glue here. Obviously I used the tacky glue for the paper items and a mixture of super glue and tacky glue for the other items. So you've just got to use your common sense. As per usual, the wood items are just coloured on one particular side, so it's pretty obvious which side they face once it comes to putting them in position in the diorama. And what we've got next here is, I guess you'd describe it as a little document stand. It almost looks like an umbrella stand. But what we've got to do here is actually roll up all these little large scale documents and then pop them inside the little stand we've made. It's it was a little bit fiddly for me, because what you have to do is use something like a dowel or a rod to get the document rolled up, but it was getting the right size of dowel to make them small enough or compact enough for them all to fit inside this little drum that I've made. In the end, I actually resorted to using a cocktail stick. That seemed to be the kind of right diameter to get them to roll up tight enough for all 4 documents to fit inside this little document stand. Once I'd rolled them up, I then glued the ends so that they stayed curled up. I used tacky PVA for that. And there we have it, all 4 documents in the little document stand. Okay, next up, a little plant pot here to put together. Plant, 2 little blocks to make the pot itself, and a decorative print to go around the pot. And there we have the plant. Very simple, but not quite as simple as what we've got next, which is a plethora of little pictures and picture frames. So there's a clock here as well, and one large picture here, but they're all very simple in their own way, because all it takes is cutting out the picture in the right shape and then pasting it inside the frame. So I'll work my way around these items next. And so there we go, that's the last of the little decorative furnishings done. The pictures, things like the clock, before we move on to the actual building of the Booknook room itself. I've had to kind of vary the type of glues that I've used for this. Obviously the wood elements, I've erred towards the use of super glue, things like this and the clock, but the components which involve gluing paper to wood, like these pictures, so you can see these pictures are pasted onto the back of these wood frames, I've reverted back to the tacky PVA type glue as well. So it's, as I say, it's kind of horses for courses as you go through this. But there we go. This, along with the other furnishings that I've done earlier, concludes that first half of the assembly of the Booknook, the kind of things that we're putting in to decorate the room. And now that we have finished these, we can move on to the actual assembly of the room itself. So next up, I'll be starting the assembly of this little fireplace, and as you can see, this moves along with some of the alcoves within the room, placing some of the decorative items that we've made before starting to assemble the room itself. So I think we'll leave it there before moving on to this larger scale assembly. And I think I'm very pleased with some of these little decorative items, both this and the furnishings. So let's move some of the furnishings back in so you can see what we've got ready to put into a room. There we go. Let's pop these all back in. There we are. So it's a nice little assembly, and of course then we've got all the books that we've made as well. So I'm ready to take on the bigger challenge of actually assembling the Booknook itself now.